Yo, what up guys? Welcome back to Sneaker Stories. As always, I'm your host Chris Jack. Today we're checking out one of the more hyped releases to drop in these past few weeks in this entire Jordan wave that we've seen, with the defined LA to Chicago's, the UNC Blues up here. And then last but not least, the resellers I think we're most excited about, the black toe satin women's joints. Let's check them out. Alright, so I've got to be honest, I wasn't even in town for the release of this particular pair, but thankfully, due to a restock at shelf life and being in the right place at the right time, I was able to scoop a pair to show you guys right here on Sneaker Stories. As mentioned, this was a women's only release, so in sizing terms, that only went up to a UK 9 and a very rare amount of them. I think there were only 4 UK 9s in the whole country as far as I understand, and I don't even know which stores and wherever, how that even got out there, but it did. And yeah, as far as this pair goes, this is a UK 6, so I won't be trying them on for you for an on-foot look today. Unfortunately, I do not have a UK 9 in this, and I'll get to why I don't, because I did have an opportunity to do a trade on a UK 9, but I just feel they're not really worth it. Now, in terms of OG colorways, getting the satin treatment here, we have seen this before on the shattered backboards, which I think is just one of the more awesome pairs to release from Nike, and it was obviously also a women's only release, but you could also get some of the bigger sizes in that particular shoe as well. I think probably up to around UK 9, but I gotta admit, having seen those in hand in Japan, they look like this right here. I kind of have them, maybe not. But as you'll see on this particular pair, and I don't know if you can see, but if you look really closely, or if you look at some other reviews of this particular shoe online, you'll just notice that the quality is a hell of a lot better than what you're really getting on the black toe version right here. And most of the differences in that is that there's a whole bunch less satin going on in this particular pair. I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing, but the real thing that caught my attention was just how different the satin is on this particular pair. And if I just get up close to the satin over here, you'll see just how different that is. It's kind of got this grainy effect in it, and that's something that I just noticed straight off the bat. It wasn't as nice as that sort of smooth satin feel that you got on the shattered backboards, and obviously in the shattered backboards as well, you did have satin in the toe box. That is something I'm not entirely sure is a good thing, because I don't really know how that would wear over time. I mean, imagine getting a kind of stain or something on that. It's nasty. But the other difference was that on the shattered backboard, the tongue section was satin as well. And now I see in the black toe version here, in the heel collar section, inside in terms of the sock liner, it is rather satiny, and that actually has that similar texture to what you would get in the shattered backboard. So I don't know, maybe I'm just confusing you guys right now with a shoe that I don't actually have in hand, trying to compare it to this, but I hope you get the idea of what I'm saying. But to show you the shoe anyway, starting with the outsole, you've got that standard red that you'll find on the black toe, the white midsole, the black leather here in the toe box and lacing system all the way up to where the heel collar is. Obviously the rear section of the shoe, it does get the satin treatment done in a red. Another change from the shattered backboard version is the use of this, it's kind of like a metally Jordan wings logo. Now this is something we've seen on a couple of pairs that have released recently. For me, it's just kind of feels cheap. From a leather quality on the mid-panel toe box and the swoosh here, it's definitely not the best leather that I've seen in terms of its like kind of tumbled look and just, Jordan 1 vibe. It's definitely better on those UNCs and definitely on these pairs here as well. So overall speaking, my whole feelings on it kind of bring me back to why I said I didn't want to do the trade for the UK 9 pair of these for the collection, even though I desperately want this colorway in my collection. I just feel that for the resale price that these are going for, anywhere between sort of like $600 and $1,100 depending on your size, it's really just not worth it in terms of the shoe's quality for me. I think at the price point, there are definitely better iterations like the Union black toe over here, which I just think is on another planet better than these, or just the OG retro version like straight leather. So those are definitely pairs that I'll be going for over these, and looking for a trade on those particular pairs as well with something like this. But that's pretty much it for the satin black toes right here. I hope you guys have enjoyed the review. If you do have any further questions or comments, please let me know right here in the comment section below. And if you did enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and that notification bell on. I'll catch you on the next one.